What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react to things that you guys do in the Nordic countries that are totally different from the United States. So, for most of us here in the US, the American way of life is the only way we know, the only thing we understand. So today, I really want to check out this video here, which actually explains some of the things that are totally normal in Sweden and Norway and Denmark and Finland and Iceland, the Nordic countries, but are very weird to us. So let's take a look.
We use week numbers and often refer to them, and that confuses many foreigners.
What? What is this? Yeah, I'm already confused. What is a week number? Not like a day. Like, this has something to do with the calendar? Really? A week number? Not like a day of the month? Or what?
I completely understand why. Even I have to check my calendar to be able to follow those conversations correctly. Then we'll do this in week 33. Yes, when is that?
Okay, that's funny. Even she has like some problems with this, but it sounds like this is normal in Nordic countries. Like every week has a number, a week number. Why? Is that like easier for something, or what use does this have? Because this does not exist in the United States. I've never heard of this. So it's kind of weird to think like, I thought dates and calendars and stuff, I thought that was all like standard wherever you go in the world. Like, you know, the date, that's like a worldwide standardized thing, right? But you guys have this extra thing, a week number. Okay. I mean, I don't see any harm in it, but it's just like, why? Why do you plan things based on the week? Maybe, I guess.
Like, I know week 52 is like end of year, but otherwise,
sure.
Fuck me. Nordic people love silence. Like, if there's no reason to talk, it's okay not to talk, even if you're in like social gatherings.
Whoa. That's a huge difference from just like American culture. Like, we are very, very uncomfortable with silence. I feel that all the time. It's a totally normal thing in the US. Like, people will say the dumbest, weirdest stuff to avoid silence. Like, even with strangers, that you like being in an elevator quietly it's uncomfortable. Is that just our problem? You guys are actually okay with silence? Because I would love if there wasn't like this awkwardness around it here. I don't know why we make it weird. Maybe because in the US, it's pretty normal for like strangers to say something. People are pretty friendly and talkative, so I don't know. If it's completely silent, it feels like you're doing something wrong. I don't know. Wow. So you guys are just okay with that?
And I think that's very true, actually. Like, I can be quiet with friends without it being awkward. I think it gets more awkward if people try to keep a conversation going, and it's just like, it's not what everyone is feeling. It's like, you can tell.
That's true. I mean, the truth is, I think most Americans wish that we could just be in silence, like, and it's okay. Like, we wish that's how it was, but it's just not. Like, I don't know why, but...
When people are talking just to talk, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, but in the US, we would rather do that. We would rather talk about the weather, talk about the color of the paint or so. Yeah, it's kind of weird when you think about it.
I understand why it can seem like detached or cold if you're in your culture, you're used to like keeping the conversation going at all times. But it's just, we just don't view it that way here.
I think that's great. I'm actually jealous. I like that. We wouldn't think silence is, it's not rude. It's just uncomfortable. Like, we would think, wow, they're really okay with being uncomfortable. Like, I feel like, I can't handle this quiet. Like, no one's talking. Like, I guess we're just feel like being social is so important, or I don't know. I haven't really thought about it, but I like that you guys are comfortable with that.
Our everyday languages lack a lot of social pleasantries, which often makes us seem rude, even when we're not trying to be. Again, I think that's
You lack social pleasantry, like the word please? Surely, you guys. I mean, Nordic countries, you all have like your own languages, right? But surely you have a word for please. You don't. So maybe it's not exactly please, but just the language. Certainly in the U.S. in English, there's a lot of ways to be polite, and because we're very concerned about offending people, or but then there's a lot of people who really aren't worried about that. So it's kind of weird. Um, this is interesting. I feel like you almost have to speak a Nordic language to understand this.
Again, I think that's very true. Like, as I said, we don't really care that much for small talk, and if we think the conversation is pointless, we don't really engage in it. And yeah, I get why that can make us seem cold or rude.
Huh. So you're just very honest about your feelings, which can be good because you know exactly what people think. In the US, I think we're a little more careful, like, but we're not as honest. Like, it's a little fake. People are happy and but kind of fake it sometimes. So I don't know if it's good to fake it just for the sake of being comfortable and making people feel good, or maybe being more on it. There's probably a balance, to be honest.
However, I think I've tried to explain it like this before. Like, the Nordic people as a whole are very respectful of other people's time and like personal space. To us, it's almost seen as more rude to take other people's time or to intrude in whatever the person you were talking to was doing before you started talking to them.
That's a really interesting way of looking at it. I have never thought of it that way. That's a good point. Like, it's more rude to pretend something's okay, or to waste their time, or act like you like them when you don't. It's wasting their time, and it's being insincere, and that's not good. So in a way, we're kind of hurting ourselves here in the US. Our culture is to like kind of get along with people no matter what, or although there's people who are also very honest, but those people are considered very rude. But I don't think Nordic people are trying to be rude. You're actually trying to be respectful by being sincere. So it's a fascinating how different the philosophies are, actually. I think we could learn from this, actually.
Does that make sense? Not greeting acquaintances when passing them on the street is normal. I think this.
What? What do you mean? What do you... Not greeting a stranger? Sure. Although, I've had a lot of strangers actually say hi in my day in the US. If you know them, you have to say something. That would be crazy if you were already an acquaintance with them and you didn't say, what? What? What do you mean?
I think this is both right and wrong at the same time, because if you get eye contact, you say hi or you do a quick nod, but both people in that exchange probably feel a little bit awkward about it. However, if you...
Why? Why? You guys are okay. It's like the opposite. Like, you guys are like the opposite of Americans. You feel awkward saying hello? but you're okay with silence. Whereas we hate silence and we want to say something to feel good. It's funny how it's like can be backwards.
See that the other person has not seen you yet. Kind of tend to walk away a little quicker, make ourselves a little.
What? So a lot of Nordic people just aren't as social. Like you just don't want to expend the energy? Or what? Or you think it's embarrassing? Or like if you don't make eye contact, you don't say anything? Even if you know them? I guess in the US, it's just like we're taught from a young age to be very social, very friendly, maybe a little fake at times, but also like nice and to say things to strangers. Like that's normal. And I don't know if one is better or worse, but it's very different. Like this is making me think that American culture and Nordic cultures are like very opposite at times.
Scarce. Nordic people rarely introduce their friends to each other when bumping into them on the street. Like let's say you're with a friend and you're bumping into another friend on the street. If the friend group is not the same, we don't. We can tell the friend we're with who that person was when we have left, but we don't like Julia Søren, John Julia. It's not. No, maybe it's just a generational thing, but
Wow. A lot of things that would be very, very, very rude in the US sound normal in Nordic countries. Like not introducing your friends. Yeah, I get that they're not friends with each other. Maybe they'll never see each other again, but it only takes like 2 seconds to introduce. Like it's just expected. It's just nice. I guess it's just considered nice. But in Nordic countries, you guys are much more objective. Like, there's no real need for it. It doesn't accomplish much. They are not connected. Why? There's no reason to introduce them. It doesn't matter. So why spend the energy? You guys seem to calculate it like much more like that, I think, which is interesting.
I don't do it very often, unless it really makes sense to me somehow. Making friends with Nordic people can be very tricky. Yes, Nordic people often have.
This is another one where I would say in the United States, it's pretty easy to make, well, friends. It takes some effort to make a friend, but yeah, I mean, you just go out and do something, go to a social event or a club, or if you're at school or so, but in Nordic countries, it's hard. Why is it hard to make friends? There's a lot of social differences here I'm seeing.
Nordic people often have these very tight-knit friend groups that they've had since they were like kids. Often like the friendship spaces are already filled up, and then it can be really, really hard for an outsider to break into that friendship bubble. I think the best.
I guess in Nordic countries, you guys value your friend group, and it's like, that's enough. Your friend group, that's it, that's enough, that's good. Whereas in the US, it's like, the more friends, the better. And maybe our friendships are like a little more surface level, perhaps. It sounds like you guys have very deep, intense, long relationships. That's what a real friend is. In the US, you can be friends in a week if you bump into each other like 2 times. You can be friends. It's not as deep. It's not as. It can be meaningful, but I think we are totally happy to have tons of friends. That makes it seem like you're really cool and everyone likes you, but maybe it's not as deep.
Place to make new friends as an adult in the Nordics is to go out and do your hobbies with like-minded people, because those people are often ready to make new friendships within that friend space that is their hobbies. Nordic people don't sit next to strangers on the bus, and we also block the extra seat with our bags.
What? Now, wow. Nordic people just don't like people. I don't know how else to say it. You guys like your friends. You're not trying to harm anyone, but you definitely, with these behaviors here, you're not really inviting new people in. Like, I think that's fair to say. Whereas Americans, like, you're supposed to be very open to, but that can be like exhausting. And so neither is better or worse. It's just different. Putting your bag on the seat next to you so no one sits there, though, that's next level antisocial.
Yeah, we do that. We do move the bag if the bus is full and somebody needs a seat.
Okay.
But other than that, yeah, stranger danger. As we've already...
I've had, well, we don't we don't really have a lot of buses here or public transportation, but like the school bus or something that I've been on, or yeah, we don't have much opportunity for that, but like there's Americans who are in big cities on like the subway or something. Uh, strangers sit next to you all the time. Totally normal, totally expected. Um, so yeah, it's it'd be funny to see a Nordic person in the U.S. doing all this because you'd be met with a lot of resistance, I think.
Already established, Nordic people don't like to talk to strangers much, but somehow we don't mind being naked together in a sauna. I don't really know.
What? Sauna. We call it a sauna. The sauna. We have some saunas in the US at like the gym or, yeah, mostly in a gym. Like, not many people use that stuff. And you're not really supposed to be naked. But I guess in Nordic countries, it's a different sauna culture, or?
What to say to that other than, yeah, it's just a body, right? Many...
You guys actually just get naked in the sauna. That's just totally normal? Are saunas more popular or something? Okay, well, that was interesting. That's actually very eye-opening. I could not have imagined. There are so many differences between American and Nordic culture, especially like society, like your behaviors and social interactions. And that's really interesting how different that is. Like I said, almost opposite, but not in like a bad way though, especially when she explained the thought process you guys have with a lot of this stuff. It actually kind of made sense. And there's a couple things here I actually like being okay with silence and having really deep friendships and being sincere. There's a lot of things I think we could actually kind of learn from. So this was very interesting. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on any of these Nordic behaviors. If you think this is right or these comparisons are fair, or that'd be cool to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.